What's up, everyone? It is Tuesday, December 3rd, and we are here at Broadway.com headquarters in the heart of Times Square. Can't you tell? Yes. Where's the window? I'm Paul Wontorek.
I'm Andy Lefkowitz.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, dude.
And we're joined by Caitlin Moynihan and her jazz hands.
Always.
And hey, Andy.
What, Paul Wontorek?
Today we have two-time Tony Award winner,
yes.
Michael Cerveris.
Woo!
Fun fact, autocorrect makes it Michael Cerveris.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So annoying. I gotta
autocorrect,
talk to him about that.
Come
Every
on.
time I
Don't they know
type his
better?
name, it's Michael Cerveris.
Look at that.
Yeah, he is in town. Loose Cattle, his acclaimed band, is here.
Cool.
I think there's a Christmas LP. He might have one with him, which I'm excited about.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to find out all about his latest gig and a lot of things he's doing, including making Jonathan Groff's life annoying and things like that. But first, today's top 5.
We found out who the next person to don the blue polo was going to be.
Guys, this is big news.
Blue polo.
Blue polo.
I'm trying to get that reference.
Right?
Behind the stripes?
Behind the stripes. Yes, that's correct. So we found out today that Jordan Fisher will be Broadway's next Evan Hansen.
Cool.
He will succeed Andrew Barth Feldman and kick off a 16-week engagement beginning on January 28th. You guys might have seen Jordan Fisher on the small screen in Grease Live or in Rent Live, which was directed by Michael Greif, who also directed Dear Evan Hansen. Can't wait to see him in the show. He's going to be amazing, I have no doubt.
He won Dancing with the Stars, right?
He won
did.
Dancing with the
He was
Stars.
in Hamilton.
Hamilton.
He was.
He's
Yeah,
going
he
to
was.
be in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before sequel.
Oh, congratulations. You're excited for that.
very
When is that
excited.
dropping?
Oh, I don't know. February? I think Valentine's Day.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Awesome. He's in everything.
Yes. And this news was heard all around the world, and especially in our office, just screaming excitement.
There's a lot of love for Beth Level.
There is so much love for Beth Level.
At Broadway.com.
It's immeasurable. We love her so
We
much.
love Beth Level. We still have some candles lit for the prom.
Yes.
Passing
dude.
of the prom.
Yes, we do.
Our #1 show of 2018, 2017. Anyway, we loved it. Devil
do.
Wears Prada is a big musical, like crazy big musical. And we've been kind of obsessing over wondering who will play, especially, the Miranda Priestley.
Yeah.
The role played by Meryl Streep in the film. And it's Beth Level, guys.
Yes, guys. Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God. Hallelujah.
So also, Taylor Iman Jones is also
Oh my
playing
God,
it.
she's so
She'll be
talented.
playing Andy, which is the Anne Hathaway role. And so this is all happening in 3 years. No, it's it's happening summer 2021.
Okay. We'll all be
Yeah.
about
So we have to
105 years old by then. But
we'll
it's
have to
okay.
temper our excitement a little bit. And it's going to happen at Chicago's CIBC Theater, July 13th through August 15th. We will be there. Of course, Beth Level was in The Prom, Tony-nominated performance. She won a Tony for The Drowsy Chaperone. Hey, she was nominated for Baby It's You. You knew
Yes, she
that.
was.
You knew that.
Who played her son?
She should have won an Astaire Award for Baby It's You.
Heck yeah. Oh my, all
She
those
was
incredible
dancing.
costume changes, too. Who played her son? Brendan Uranowitz.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's
Yeah, I'm just
challenging
kind of-
me. I'm just,
Yeah.
I know. That was the
Making a
first time I ever
pop
saw
quiz.
him. And of course, Taylor Iman Jones is finishing her run in Scotland, PA this week. This
Yeah.
is the final week. And she's been in Head Over Heels, Groundhog Day. Andy Shapiro is directing. And get this. His creative team is crazy. Paul Rudnick is writing the book, one of the funniest men
Have you seen him on Twitter?
ever.
So
Yes.
funny.
What did
Oh
he
my
tweet
God.
about today? It was
Something with Trump.
Yeah, it was good.
Brilliant.
Music by Elton John. And lyrics by Shanna Taub. This is an amazing creative team. This is a
Incredible.
huge project. And also, James Alsop has signed on as choreographer. He has worked with Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and Beth Level now. And we all know Beth Level has got the moves. So
Yeah.
I hope he challenges her. Beth Level likes to learn new moves. So
And so-
anyway, we're so excited. We're
So
going to be talking about
excited.
this for years.
And something
Yes.
that's cool is that Beth Level originated the role of Dee Dee Allen in The Prom, which
Yeah.
will now be played by Meryl Streep in the screen adaptation. And now Beth is going to be playing a role that Meryl
Wow.
created on
Look
screen.
at you making
So,
the connections.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
In other news, didn't James Corden say today that he's terrified?
He did,
He's
he
filming
did.
the
Prom film.
filling the very large
Yeah.
Brooke Shashmanskas shoes.
Yeah, it's true. But he's going to be wonderful, I'm sure.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We'll be okay by the time this movie comes out. We're gonna be excited.
Right.
We're excited for Devil Wears Prada too.
So excited.
Yes. And this upcoming Broadway musical has received an extension for its pre-Broadway run.
Yeah, so speaking of out-of-town runs, Mrs. Doubtfire, which is coming to Broadway this spring, has gotten an additional week added to its out-of-town run at Seattle's Fifth Avenue Theater. So that production is now going to run through January 4th, 2020. Now, as we know, this musical stars Rob McClure in the title role and Jen Gambatese as his wife, and a ridiculously talented cast of folks that includes Brad Oscar, Jay Harrison G, Mark Evans, Charity Angel Dawson. It's written by the Something Rotten team. It's directed by Jerry Zaks. So cannot wait to see
Do you think
this.
they're annoyed that we call them just a Something Rotten team?
The Something Rotten team? Well, it's a pretty good compliment
easy
because that was
way
a
to
great
say it.
musical.
They have names.
So, yeah, that's true. The Fitzpatrick.
I might be able to
and
see
the
it now.
Oh, yeah?
Well, because it was getting in the way of my Christmas plans, but now I might go for the, I don't know.
Well,
there we
That's
are.
right. Yeah, I want to go Seattle.
Live your life.
Heck yeah. And if you have always wanted to shapoopy, now's your chance.
Okay.
It was good, right?
Is there a shapoopy emoji? Is somebody playing that in the Emoji Land musical? Sorry. It's a different topic. The Music Man is coming back to Broadway. Did you know? Hugh Jackman, Sutton
that.
Foster. Want to be in
Yeah.
it? Are you aged 8 to 17? Can you sing? Can you dance? Well, this Saturday, Pearl Studios from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Wait, only for 2 hours? Oh, you better get in line. You better go get in line, kids. They're having an open call, like a totally open call. And this is a show that's starting in September, so it's still next fall. But this is a big deal, and I'm sure like kids are going to get cast. And
Totally.
there's a lot, and it's a real show for the kids to shine, right? Were you ever in the Music Man when you were a kid, Michael Cerveris? No, it's a dream of his, though. I'm sure. Everybody wants to
You'll
have
be
one
there
of those.
2 hours.
Anyway, good luck. Go get in line and good luck, and bring your headshot and bring your dancing shoes. Warren Carlisle's choreographing that, and he's, he knows how to make people dance.
It's true.
Yes, he does. And this stage star is heading to Disney Plus for her very own show.
This is super cool. We found out today that Kristen Chenoweth has been cast in a new comedy series that's in development by Disney Plus. It's titled The Biggest Star in Appleton. And
Wisconsin.
Appleton,
Right, that's
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's
Whoa,
true.
wow.
And it's actually written by Paul Rudnick, who's at work on the Devil Wears Prada musical.
When he's not writing tweets.
There you go. He's writing shows for
real
Kristen and
projects.
Beth, as you should.
Yeah.
So this sees Chenoweth as Carol Danhauser, a Wisconsin mom, wife, and waitress who, while devoted to her family, finds her deepest satisfaction in small-town stardom at the local community theater, whose status is threatened when Tara Hubley, a struggling New York chorus girl, moves back home with dreams of her own. So
Okay.
keep your eyes peeled on Disney Plus for The Biggest Star in Appleton.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is that it? What else? What else is on the site?
Yeah.
Some good.
Shireen Ahmed is the new Eliza Doolittle in the tour of My Fair Lady. And we have a great clubrubber.com of her singing, what's that Lerner and Lowe classic? I could have done that one.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then and the Les Mis, there's a great photo of the cast of the Les Mis, the British
The
Les Mis
stage
concert that's
concert,
in movie
yeah.
theater. But they're adorable. They all got in the movie theater in
Yeah,
their
it's very
costumes. And it's
sweet.
cute. There's popcorn, stuff like that. Anyway, thank you, Andy. We
Thanks
have
for
a
having me.
two-time
Yeah,
Tony
hey, I hear
Award
that.
winner here. Thank you for your service.
You got it.
Caitlin, tell everyone about today's guest.
Yes, gladly. Guys, we got Michael Cerveris here with us in the studio. He's here to talk all about his upcoming concert with Loose Cattle at Joe's Pub. As we may have mentioned a few times before, he is in fact a two-time Tony winner for his turn in Fun Home and Assassin. He's appeared on Broadway 10 times and has 6 Tony nominations, including, roles in Sweeney Todd, The Who's Tommy, Love Music, Evita. I could go on all night. We'd be here forever. You may have seen him in the new season of Mindhunter, as Paul said, torturing Jonathan Groff. As well, he has been on TV in Mosaic, Gotham, The Tick, Fringe. He's been around. He's been doing a whole lot of stuff. Make sure you follow him on social media at Michael Cerveris and leave all of your questions in the comments below. Please welcome Michael and Paul.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yay!
You've been around. I almost wore a turtleneck today. I'm kind of mad I didn't.
Darn it.
It would have been so good. You brought this.
I did.
I'm a big fan of vinyl.
Excellent. That's a
Aren't we
double
all?
vinyl. Yes.
I mean, we grew up, right? I mean, actually, recently I was at a flea market and I saw the Grease, the soundtrack,
Yeah.
which was so big in my and I memorized every photo inside it. And I also appreciate printed lyrics.
Right.
So thank you. This is Loose Cattle's Seasonal Affective Disorder. Oh, look at these
Is it?
photos. Wait a minute.
everybody on the album,
Oh
their
my
little
God!
kid
Look
Christmas
at
photos.
this. So wait, are you on here?
I am. That's me and my sister.
Oh, look at you. How adorable.
Had
And
hair.
where's Kimberly Kay?
Kimberly is
Kimberly
yeah.
Kay, who used to work here at Bravo.com.
Yes. You gave her start.
Did I?
You,
Is
yes.
that official? Does she agree with you?
That's what she says. That's what she says.
This is by the way, I love the paper quality. I
Yes,
love that it's not
thanks.
shiny. I love
Yeah.
that it's like it's good.
Yeah.
This is good. This
You
is
know,
good
I'm so
artwork.
frustrated that no cast album I've ever been on has ever been on vinyl.
This is your first. Well, if you come to
my
another
own
musical,
records, yeah.
this is a hint
Now,
to you.
yeah.
You need to come back because everyone gets a vinyl record now.
Now.
It's a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's become the thing again. Thank you. Can I have this?
Yes,
or is
that's
this
for
just
you.
Oh, thank
That's
you
for
so
you.
much. It's not just a prop. Thank
No.
you. And it's four sides. This is great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about Loose Cattle. Loose Cattle has really become like a thing in your life. How many years ago did you start doing this?
We started, I think, in 2011. I think was when we started the band. Kimberly and I were dating at the time, and we somehow thought that the best way to like get along as a couple was to have a band together. Clearly, we had never read any, Fleetwood Mac biographies or anything like that. But and the relationship ended eventually, but the band continued, and we started out really was just to kind of have fun and get together with friends. And we really honestly planned just to play in people's living rooms and just have it be a totally low-key thing. And then we started to get all these opportunities to play like Lincoln Center and to play down at Jazz Fest in New Orleans. And so we thought, well, maybe we should like rehearse and actually make it a real thing.
Make this a real thing.
And so we have. And so we have, we have kind of a stable, appropriately enough, of musicians who will play with us in New York, and then a different group down in New Orleans because Kimberly lives down there now, and I have a second home there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of back and forth a lot. So, and when I'm not working on something, that's what I'm doing for the most part, and touring
amazing.
and doing all kinds of stuff.
So seasonal affective disorder, great title. Where'd that come from?
It came from the fact that we wanted to make a record that was for people who find Christmas not just joyful but also problematic.
Got it.
And I've always been a big Christmas fan. I love Christmas stuff. I love Christmas albums, like the Partridge Family Christmas album I wore out as a kid. Yeah, and the Carpenters one I love, and so I always loved that kind of stuff. Kimberly, on the other hand, like could not think less of Christmas.
Right.
She just she associates it with a lot of horrible events in her childhood and her life, and so this was kind of our meeting place. It was like, so it's it's some like joyful, happy Christmas songs, and then some songs that are more about how it can be a challenge, and but somehow you always come through it okay. But there's songs like "Please Daddy Don't Get Drunk for This Christmas," which was a John Denver song actually.
I like Christmas Card from a Hooker in Minneapolis.
That's a Tom Waits song, not
that's a
usually
good one.
considered a Christmas classic, but hopefully now it
Great.
will be.
A Truck Stop Christmas.
Yeah.
But we do have River.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes. Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell's River, which this is fantastic.
And we wrote a couple of them. We wrote one called Shepherds in a Parking Lot and one called Don't Make Your Mama Cry on Christmas Day that we wrote with this Grammy Award-winning Cajun band, the Lost Bayou Ramblers. So that's
amazing.
A really fun.
So how do you describe the Loose Cattle vibe? Because I feel like the shows are really kind of an experience. It feels like it's a whole vibe going on.
Yeah, it's like it's a hootenanny, and it's a I guess stylistically we would fit in the Americana label just because that's so broad. It includes everything from country to to roots music and even some New Orleans kind of soul. On this record, we have a bunch of horn players from New Orleans, sort of adding to the holiday feeling. But there are darker, more dramatic things. I think the kind of music that we're drawn to and that we like to write is kind of story-based because we both come from theater, and so it's character-driven, and the songs have stories, and the concert is a kind of combination of that and really kind of connecting with the audience and making the audience a big part of it too. And we play everywhere from places like Joe's Pub to to a Hill Country Barbecue, where we're playing both of those places this week. But it's everything from just a real kind of peanuts on the floor kind of thing to nice fancy, nice lighting and banquettes. So will invade any place.
Sure.
And people's living groups.
I like that it fits in with your, you're like a kind of a chameleon as an actor, like the things that we've seen you do. And I just like, this is just like one of your things. I like that.
I'm glad you like it. I think it confuses some people because, people like to sort of think, oh, I know that guy, and I know the things he does and I know that I like them or don't like them. So I'll either go or not go. And with this, I think it's sometimes confusing for people or difficult because they've seen me in Sweeney Todd, and so if they come thinking they're going to see that may not be quite what they get. Although I feel like there's a piece of all of those things in the music that we do. So I think it's a challenge for people, but if they come, I think they usually walk away going, "Wow, I didn't know that I would like all of that stuff," or "I don't know that I like country music or Americana music," but they hopefully walk away thinking their minds changed a little bit.
Yeah, I also love that when you look at your resume, you can play every note on the charming to creepy scale. Like
Sometimes at the same time.
You can do it all. I mean, it's so great. I mean, you played like real villains, and then you played really warm characters and very funny characters. I mean, it's really. Who's closest to the real Michael? Which Broadway character is closest to you?
Hedwig, obviously.
Obviously.
Well, I say that jokingly, but I did feel in performing that, maybe partly because of the mask that you have, that I was able to be more vulnerable and more unfiltered in that. I had friends who would come and say, I couldn't see you at all in that character. And I was like, actually, there's a lot more of me in it than you think.
Yeah. I think that was probably the smartest thing you ever did at that point in your career. Because it was early in your career, but it was kind of like, oh, wow, look at that turn. And then suddenly it was like, this guy can do anything.
I left.
So good move.
Well, thanks. I'm glad it worked out. At the time, it wasn't so clear. I left a Broadway show. I left Titanic to go downtown to Jane Street. And Hedwig wasn't quite the thing that it is now back then. So I did it because it was terrifying and exciting. And I had gone to see it. I knew John, and we used to, hang out. And he asked me if I would take over for him, and I said yes immediately, and then regretted it almost instantly because I'd never done a one-person show, even though I thought of it as a play with an ensemble. It's just you had all the lines, but I'd seen it 4 times before I ever was in it, and I thought, if I could write anything, this is what I would want to write, and I loved it so much. So. I think you're right. It changed the course of everything, and in a way got me on course with what my career really was meant to be. But none of that was clear at the time.
What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say.
I just rambled on too long.
No, it's good. I know what I want to tell you. My favorite thing that I've witnessed over the last year is seeing all of these community theater productions of Fun Home. Fun Home has really sort of like infiltrated the land. And so many like actors that I'm friends with on Facebook are in it, and I've seen so many productions. I love looking at the photos of it and sort of seeing it all. What's it been like for you? That was your last Broadway show. I know it was an extremely, we've talked about this before, personal, emotional journey for you playing Bruce. What's it been like watching this show really have legs and getting produced all over the country? And I'm assuming beyond the country too. I mean,
I would imagine. It's the absolute perfect continuation of the story, because I can't think of it as the end of the story. It was what I hoped most of all would happen when we closed on Broadway. It was one of the most meaningful things I've ever been part of, and I'm sure will always be. And I loved it so much, but I thought even at the time that what's so wonderful and what happens here in New York when people came from wherever to see it, often after the Tonys, people came because, it won the Tony, so I'll go see it. Not knowing what they were coming in for. And that was
sounded
the
fun.
best. Yeah.
Fun Home. There's kids in it.
What's not to like? And then we had them there, and you couldn't get out. We didn't give you an intermission to leave.
No, you couldn't move.
And everybody could see you if you got up and left. So it made you stick around. But the thing that I really was dreaming of was that it would go out into the world, and people would take it to places that really needed to hear the story told, that weren't going to be able to afford to come to New York, or weren't thinking they would want to come to New York. And I think there's something really important too about communities. Community theater is such a wonderful thing, because besides just making a play for people, it's people in your community that you know, so you have a connection to your, banker or the guy, who teaches your kids or whatever. And
I'm sure a lot of those guys are playing Bruce, too.
I'm sure, and I'm sure there's
those
a
guys in the
lot,
community want the leading role, the guy role.
Yeah.
And there's so many layers to that.
Yeah, and women who are getting, have loved doing community theater things and now get, to
Getting
play.
out the buzzer and buzzing their hair off. I mean,
Yeah.
to play Allison. It's
Yeah.
I mean, but you're right. So they walk in with sort of a connection to the performers.
Yeah.
And it probably just makes the whole thing just
that much more meaningful and personal.
Yeah.
And it's, I can't think of a more personal musical than Fun Home. So I love that it's out there making ripples and making waves and changing the world. We arrived at a time when the country looked much different than it does today. And at a moment when it looked like we were opening doors finally, and we could only imagine that we would just continue going that direction. We had no idea what lay ahead. And it's easy to get depressed and frustrated and disappointed about the way that hasn't kind of happened immediately. But I think in very subtle and subversive ways, things like Fun Home going out into the world in a community way is continuing that work. And just like I always used to say, I think Will and Grace had as much to do with gay marriage happening as any number of political factors. I think when people get to come face to face with something different than them and understand people as people just like them, that's where minds and hearts really start changing. So, any community theater or high school or college theater that's out there doing it has my, support and love and blessing in spades.
Another show that's close to you is Tommy, which that was your first Broadway show, right?
Yeah.
He was Tommy,
Yeah.
the guy jumping on the pinball machine. He was fantastic. And it's coming back.
It is.
Yeah,
it
and
is.
there was like a reunion.
Yeah, we did a reunion concert as a
So I
benefit.
saw Alice Ripley like a week before. I saw her in Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
up
yeah.
at North Shore, and she was.
And she was on her way out
Then
to
she
it.
was on her way out there, and you went.
Yeah, it was so great. It was a benefit for La Jolla Playhouse, and Des McAnuff, who created it along with Pete Townsend and directed it, got everybody together. We really had like the bulk of the original Broadway company. And some of the people who had been in La Jolla also.
Oh, wow.
And most of the La Jolla company ended up being in the Broadway company too. And we did the whole thing, and had projections and stuff. And Pete Townsend came and played guitar in a couple of numbers, and it was an amazing experience. I had thought back over the years to the Broadway experience, and we did a reunion 25 years ago. Was that the other benefit?
Sounds
Is
kind
that
of right. It
possible?
was a while ago.
Anyway, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. Anyway, so I thought I had, thought back over the whole experience, but being in La Jolla and doing it again there, I forgot how much we were there for 5 or 6 months doing it, and we didn't know it was going to become what it became.
Right.
We just knew it was this wonderful thing we loved. And so that was really special, like going back to that moment where my whole career lay ahead of me in a lot of ways, and I didn't know any of that at that time. So
What
I
was
kinda,
that guy like?
Yeah, well, that guy was had a lot of self-doubt, which that hasn't changed. But it's I think the difference is when you have dreams and you have things you hope will happen, but you don't really know if any of them will. And then Tommy became all of those dreams happening in one job, like doing something that I really love doing with a hero of mine and Pete Townsend as part of it, and then having that bring you to Broadway, and then getting nominated for a Tony and things that I didn't even have a dream of being on the Tony Awards. I used to watch it as a kid, but I thought, oh, that's for other kinds of people, not me.
Yeah.
So when that happens and you realize, oh, actually those things really can happen to people and can happen to me, it takes some of the terror out of it, and it helps you do what you really want to do, which is just focus on the job and just focus on being good and being better and learning more and being part of great companies. So I had yet to learn all of that at that point.
Sure.
And, I was the same confused mess that anybody is at that point in their life and career. And,
Yeah.
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 You recently been doing a lot of TV, a lot of film and TV stuff. What's like your favorite? What are some of your favorite things you've done? You've sort of popped in on a lot of different things.
I really had fun on Gotham playing Professor Pig. Not only because I got to do Cell Block Tango as part of one episode.
I remember last time you were
pig
here,
mask.
you had just gotten it, I think, and you couldn't say it yet.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
So that was really fun because that was like being in a Broadway musical in a TV show. And I really loved working with Steven Soderbergh on Mosaic, this HBO series that I did. Fringe is always going to be, one of my favorite experiences. And The Tick was hilarious and fun and goofy.
Again, the scale, funny and charming to creepy. It's like, ticking them off. And then you're also on Mindhunter.
Mindhunter is
annoying on Mindhunter.
Well, certainly to Jonathan Groff.
You're the assistant director. You're like the law. So you kind of get in the way of Jonathan Groff doing his thing.
Although I'm more on his side than my predecessor was.
Right.
Cutter Smith,
I know,
who's a terrific actor. But,
I know. But you're that guy.
But I am the guy. I'm,
You're the guy that answer to.
Yeah.
You're that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it fun on set of that
It's
show?
so fun.
Yeah.
I really, really, of all the things I've done, I think on TV, this is the most exciting thing. And it's fun also because Jonathan, giggles
I was going to
almost
ask you, have you
incessantly.
witnessed the giggle thing?
Have I? What day did I not? Yeah, it's constant and it's adorable and it's hilarious. And of course, our show is really dark and really disturbing.
Yeah.
And that just makes it worse for him. And so when he has these monologues where he's describing children's
Serial
underwear
killers,
being
sure.
stuffed in their mouths, and, which are actual things that happened in the Atlanta child murders. And all of us are just sitting on the other side of the table watching him give this thing, and we have very earnest looks on our faces, and that just is hysterical. It's so horrible that it's hysterical to him, and he starts laughing and just can't
And
stop.
sometimes he can't come back. Like one time we asked him to do a shout out and it took like 5 minutes because he couldn't say, I'm Jonathan Groff and you're watching Broadway.com. Literally, that's all he had to say. And it's on
107
YouTube. He
minutes
just
of him
couldn't,
laughing.
he couldn't say it. He can't like recover.
No.
That's fun.
No, it's hilarious. I don't know if if everybody on the set thought it was as fun as I did, but I thought it was wonderful.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Time has flown.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm hogging you. Are there any questions? Do you have quick questions?
Yeah, let's do. Okay, this one's just really fun. Elise wants to know if you were stranded on a desert island and you could only bring one of the characters you have ever played, who would you bring to that desert island with you? What a question.
Who do you want to hang out with?
Wow. I don't know. I mean, half of my characters I would be afraid would kill me.
Yeah.
The other half I would be afraid would have like horrible, nervous breakdowns.
Right. Yeah, it's quite a list, Michael.
Hedwig would be really entertaining, but I don't know if I don't know who wants to be trapped on a desert island with her.
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to choose, it's not my question. I'm going to choose Booth, just coming to make you sing that damn song.
Oh,
I just want you to sing the Ballad of Booth endlessly. It's one of my favorite Sondheim songs. So,
yeah, mine too.
So I would just choose that.
Yeah,
I'm being selfish.
Great.
I just want to hear that song.
as long as he's on your side, he's probably a lovely guy.
Oh, that's true. That's
Exactly.
true. Amazing. And we'll do one last question. And Maggie wants to know, what are you most excited about getting able to do this concert at Joe's Pub and being able to sing these songs?
I'm really excited about that. We haven't played at Joe's Pub for about 4 years now,
wow.
so that'll be a really nice homecoming in that way.
Yeah.
And at Joe's Pub, we're doing all of our kind of band stuff. So it'll be our original songs and some fan favorite kind of stuff, a few Christmas songs. But it's a chance to really show how much that we've developed as a band over this time, and it features a lot of Kimberly's singing too, which is great and so funny because she never thought of herself
No, I know
as
she didn't
a
consider
singer,
when she worked here.
a
She
performer
didn't
even.
consider herself a singer.
Yeah.
Now she's in a band with you.
Yeah,
writing
and
songs and singing.
yeah,
and
and I
people
love
it.
nothing more than being the guitar player in a band too. I actually like not being the
Right, you
front
sort of
person.
like taking the back seat. Right?
Yeah, so I enjoy those moments especially. But so that's going to be really exciting to get to play that music in that beautiful room.
Yeah.
And then Hill Country Barbecue, which we play on the 7th on Saturday night, the 7th.
So when's the Joe's Pub? What are the
That's
dates?
Wednesday, this Wednesday,
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is
Tomorrow.
Wednesday the 4th at 9:30 at
Joe's
Joe's Pub.
Okay.
And then Hill Country Barbecue on the 7th at 8. We play the Christmas record and Christmas music stuff.
Cool.
And so in the course of the week, you can come see 2 entirely different sets of Loose Cattle.
Fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for the vinyl.
You're so
I will
welcome.
cherish it. Wait, I didn't look at the. They both have art.
Yeah.
Oh, there's art.
Oh, yeah, that has
there's
like
modern
behind
photos.
the scenes photos. Yeah.
Fun.
That's Michael and Kimberly.
Aw.
Anyway, fantastic. Thank you. I love gifts.
Note to future guests.
Go check out Loose Cattle, and you can go to loosecattle.com, right? To keep up with
LooseCattleBand.com.
band.com.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you again. Have
You're
a
welcome.
great holiday
Thanks, you
season.
too. You too.
And I hope Kim has one too, even if she hates the holidays.
She's her heart has grown bigger over
Okay,
the
good.
years, in a Grinchly way.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow to talk to Kelvin Moonlow of Beetlejuice.